A Butte mother is now being sought for the death of her infant. Just ahead, what led police to blame her for the child's death? The Gallatin County Sheriff's Office says it is now ready to make an arrest in an animal cruelty case that led to the rescue of 6 horses. Coming up, find out who will be facing charges. Good morning. We're coming up to 30 minutes after the hour. Matt Elwell and Donna Kelly with you on this Friday. Hope you're doing well. Our Chet Lehman is in West Yellowstone as we get ready for the winter opening in Yellowstone National Park.
That's an exciting time. I really enjoy this time of year out in West Yellowstone. I hope you get outside and enjoy some of the programs that are going on. The morning, not overly winter-like. It's chilly, but it's not as cold as it has been. Right now into the 30s. We do have some snow in the mountains, but mainly dealing light precipitation. That's mainly off to our west, a little closer to Missoula, likely to be dealing with some cool temperatures throughout the day. Daytime highs into the mid-30s. There are a few isolated chances of some flurries in the area, but not a huge impact, especially for the valleys. We'll talk more about the impacts you can have coming up from the Billion Auto Weather Patio in just a few minutes.
Excellent, Matt. Thank you. We're coming up to 6:30. It's beginning to look a lot like snow season in West Yellowstone. That's where our Chet Lehman is camped out this morning as the community gets ready for Sunday's winter opening of Yellowstone National Park. Chet, how are the folks getting ready for that?
Oh, it's fantastic down here, Donna. The weather beautiful coming in. We just chatted with Mary Sue Costello talking about the snow hanging on the trees, making my way south on 191 from Big Sky to Bozeman. It was absolutely beautiful drive. I suggest you make that drive down this weekend. Yellowstone National Park opens for the winter season on Sunday. We're at the West Yellowstone Chamber of Commerce. I'm just perusing some of the brochures they have here for things to do. All of them focusing right now on snow. When you are not only the most popular entrance to Yellowstone National Park in the summer, West Yellowstone, you also happen to be the snowmobile capital of the world. You've got yourself some great diversity, and West Yellowstone takes great advantage of their winter weather here. A program they started a few years ago called Kids in Snow. They run this throughout the winter, once a month throughout the winter season here in West Yellowstone. An opportunity to get kids involved in different aspects of life in the winter in southwest Montana. And oh boy, we've got a fun one to talk about with that. We're going to chat with the folks at the West Yellowstone Chamber of Commerce about the Kids in Snow program that starts tomorrow here in West Yellowstone as well. Again, we are live at the West Yellowstone Chamber of Commerce. A beautiful morning as winter is in full swing, at least here in West Yellowstone. I am Chet Lehman reporting live. Going to send it back to you, Donna, in the studio.
Chet, thank you. It sounds like a bunch of fun, and we'll look forward to your next report in just a couple of minutes. A woman is now charged in the smothering death of her baby after falling asleep on the infant in September. MTN's John Amy tells us investigators say the woman was on meth at the time.
Audria Shannon Nickerson was charged with felony negligent homicide in connection with the death of her 5-month-old daughter when she fell asleep on the child while parked in her car in Butte on September 25th. The 2.5-month-long investigation revealed Nickerson allegedly had methamphetamine in her system at the time. Police acknowledge this case took a long time to investigate.
Just did our due diligence on it. We didn't want to, again, rush to judgment. That's an extreme case. We wanted to make sure we had all our facts in a row and to get things done the right way.
The morning of the incident, Nickerson was found sleeping in her car near the Butte Law Enforcement Department. Police noticed the woman was sleeping on top of her baby and suspect meth was a factor in this incident.
The day of the call, our officers had a very difficult time waking that female up that was in the car. I mean, she didn't wake up until they actually broke the window out of the car and attempted to drag her off the child.
This has been an emotionally difficult case for police and emergency responders.
Anytime a 5-month-old baby dies of these type of injuries, it's very traumatic on the officers and on everybody concerned.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
A warrant has been issued for Nickerson with a $250,000 bond. Police believe she may have left Butte and will extradite her back to Butte once she's found. After mishandling tribal funds, the former president of the Northern Cheyenne tribe will now spend the next 6 months in federal prison. L. Jace Kilsback submitted travel vouchers multiple times for the same expenses for trips that he took between 2014 and 17, resulting in federal charges of wire fraud and conspiracy. Kilsback must also pay back about $25,000 to the federal government and serve 3 years of supervised release. A Clarkston woman is now facing charges after a story we brought you last week with several neglected horses being seized from the area. And just a warning, some of these pictures are graphic. Alyssa Klein of Clarkston is now charged with 8 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty. Since last week, we've learned that this case involves a dog and 7 horses, one of them found dead by deputies. According to the 20-page document, it started when someone driving in the area of Clarkston Road and Juniper Road saw what looked like a dead horse lying in a field. The driver told deputies that she was concerned as the horses looked like they had not been fed or watered in days. When deputies investigated, they found the body of a horse under a tarp, along with a pregnant mare and 5 other horses malnourished. When deputies looked up the owner on Facebook, they discovered posts from her about dead animals, claiming that someone had been poisoning them. When they spoke with Klein, she told them a dog had died, and this all had happened over the course of the last few months. Deputies ended up seizing the dog and the 7 horses.
The overwhelming majority of animal owners in this county and in this state and in general are good people that love their animals and that take care of them. However, there are a small group of people, no different than children, you know, that abuse children, that don't take care of their animals. And if you do know about that and you have information about that, never hesitate to contact us so we can at least investigate.
Klein has not been arrested yet. If convicted on each misdemeanor, she could face a maximum sentence of a year in the detention center and/or a $1,000 fine. More growth is on the radar for Gallatin County in the form of another subdivision. Gallatin County Commissioners say they approved a preliminary spot for a subdivision, including 104 lots near the Baxter and Love Lane roundabout. This 60 acres of land will become the White Horse Ranch subdivision, which is a part of a larger plan to bring more subdivisions like it into the Four Corners area. This comes 2 weeks after commissioners approved Creekside Meadows. That's another subdivision with 96 lots that will be nearby on Baxter Lane. You can catch the full story in detail coming up for you this weekend. A decision has been made for the site of the new Montana Heritage Center. The new Montana Heritage Center will be located at the current Montana Historical Society location, which is in Helena. The committees overseeing plans to expand the Montana Historical Society had been looking at 5 possible locations around the capital for that Heritage Center. The building committee is now tasked with moving the project into the design phase and will have the first meeting in January of next year. High school students in Livingston got a visitor literally from out of this world. Astronaut Christina Cook made a special stop to Park High School via webcam from the International Space Station. Her mission to visit with a room filled with about 500 students and a lineup of Science Olympiad members. She showed them demonstrations about how astronauts exercise and things like how water works in space. And she's familiar with the area because Cook is from Livingston, and some of her friends from the area also looked on as she represented Montana from orbit.
Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. I wish I could see you all there, but I can imagine the support is, I can feel it from up here. I wanted to thank you, Natalie, for this awesome Montana shirt and the Park High Rangers sticker.
It's really awesome. I've always had a passion for space. I do a lot of spacey activities and I do some NASA summer camps.
It's really incredible to see somebody that's from this community go so far and literally is orbiting the Earth out of this world.
Cook also talked about her recent historic achievement, and that was being a part of the first all-women spacewalk.
That is amazing.
It's incredible when you allow yourself to think that this isn't just some movie or some TV show you're watching. It's real life. And this Livingston astronaut, did you see where she had that water that floated through? And
you just sucked it right in, yeah.
Yeah, and to be weightless, how exciting.
The other question I have, how do you get that shirt to her.
It must have gone up on a mission.
I didn't know Amazon delivered it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, today.
Yeah, right.
If you have
exactly.
Amazon Prime.
Exactly.
Well, when we carry on, a vote on impeachment in the House is set for this morning. Coming up, why Republicans are upset that vote was not taken late last evening.
Ahead on CBS this morning, a historic impeachment vote. House Judiciary leaders are poised to push the abuse of power and obstruction of Congress articles through to the full House today. We'll look at the next steps and bring you that vote in a special report. Plus, if you're taking a cruise over the holidays, what you need to know to protect yourself when booking an excursion. And
oh my God, it's so pretty!
how a 9-year-old boy and his $20 bill, how'd he get one of those, kept the holiday tradition afloat. We'll see at 7.